Hello and welcome to winter here at Cambridge University Botanic Garden. Today I'm going to share with you some of the wonderful colour brought to you courtesy of our winter garden and take you for a wander to see what's hot and bound to bring you festive cheer at this time of year. We're starting our wander at this wonderful trio of plants, all with magnificent coloured stems, which just create a beautiful contrast when grown together here. So starting with the Tibetan cherry Prunus cerula, which has a beautiful smooth bark which really warrants a rub as you wander by. And then beneath it, one of the brambles, Rubus goldenveil, which has this white bloom on the stem. And later in the season, this will have an undercarpet of snowdrops and winter aconites, which just looks amazing. And then the third plant, just to take a look at here, is Salix fragilis var. Basfordiana. But as a planting combination, these really do contrast magnificently in this setting. And it's lovely to wander through the garden, particularly this meandering path here in the winter garden, which really does encourage you to just slow down and take everything in. And here, another magnificent scene, this time Mahonia winter sun in the background, with beautifully scented flowers. And brilliant orange brought to you by Libertia peregrinans, which is grass-like in its appearance. But together these really do bring colour on this overcast, dull day. And one of the joys of the winter garden is taking in each individual species. So here, Miscanthus ferneroston, growing beside Cornus sericea flaviramia, and also Formium tenax yellow wave. Which when grown alone may have less impact, but you can see they contrast beautifully here in this scene. And the winter garden really is coming on apace in early December. So within the space of just a few days, things really seem to take on brilliant colour. So another wonderful planting combination here. In the foreground, Rubus ferniculaceus, so another of the brambles. This one having extraordinary stems covered in very, very fine spines, which arch and emerge through a juniper that provides ground cover and sets the scene for this kind of orangey burnety colouring, almost autumnal colours, provided here by Acer griseum, the paperbark maple, and also behind it Cornus midwinter flame. One thing I can't share with you is the amazing scent that the plants here in the winter garden provide. But as you wander through, you're really impacted by some of the fragrance. Here, provided by Mahonia lindsay cantab, which sits amidst Miscanthus sinensis Yakushima dwarf. And again, beautiful contrasts of texture and structure. And it's always such a joy to come into the winter garden at this time of year. It sits for much of the year quietly as a wallflower, and then suddenly you wander through in early winter and it really does deliver on so many levels and brings a smile to the face. Now stepping off from the gravel path, wandering along the newly chipped bark path beside Betula utilis subspecies Albo sinensis, which has this beautiful pinkish colouring to this flaky bark. And here, just wandering past Viburnum farreri candidissimum, which is the white form of Farrer's viburnum. And it's just worth stopping to take a look at some of these beautiful forms. Here, Miscanthus sinensis September rot, which has looked magnificent, and through autumn into winter you can see it taking on very varied stages of growth. So going from something that looks fresh to now the plant that you see here, which is full of structure and these beautiful soft hues, gently waving in the breeze today. And the winter garden was created to give a slight undulation to the topography here. And in this corner you can look down from a slightly elevated position past Corylus avellana contorta, which is just magnificent for this extraordinarily twisted form, and look over more of the Formium yellow wave. Admire the orangey stems of Salix alba britsensis. And take a further look at the Mahonias here. So this one being Mahonia media charity. And along this back section of the winter garden you really discover a much more informal effect. So here, passing beneath the buried limbs of Ilex aquifolium argentea marginata, and the bark path really drawing you through along the back of the winter garden. Past the shrubby Cornus mass, which is yet to come into flower, but which has this extraordinary peeling bark to add to the winter impact of this plant. And finishing with something of an unusual plant here, Coletia paradoxa, or the Concord plant, which has these extraordinarily shaped adapted leaves which give it the name Concord plant. And we're just heading through back to where we started, here in the winter garden. And I'll finish with the same scene that we started our wander with today. Thank you for watching and hope you can join us again soon.